Foreclosure filings just hit a 6-year high, and the government program that was keeping hundreds of thousands of homeowners afloat, well, it got a lot harder to access right before it disappears entirely. If you own a home, you know someone who does, or you're watching the housing market right now, you need to know what's happening because this is actually moving pretty fast. All right, here's the number that should stop you cold. In just the first quarter of 2026, that's the first 3 months, 118,727 properties entered foreclosure proceedings. That is a 26% increase from a year ago. To put that in perspective, the last time we saw numbers this high, we were still in the early years of getting out of the last housing crash. Yeah. And this isn't just a few bad markets. This is a national trend that is accelerating. And here's where it gets really frustrating because there was a safety net for people. Homeowners who were in trouble could go to the FHA because they offered something that they called a partial claim program. Basically, if you miss payments, they will let you roll the missed payments into a no interest loan and tack it on the back end of the mortgage. You got to stay in the home, you got some breathing room, and then you paid it back later. It was great. It kept things stable. But now they changed the rules, and now even access to the program, just to access it, you have to make 3 consecutive on-time payments first. So think about that. You're already behind on your mortgage. Now they require you to catch up on your payments that you owe before they'll let you catch up. That is the definition of a catch-22. It's like telling someone who's drowning that they need to swim to the boat before you'll throw them a life preserver. It's crazy. On top of it all, there's the Homeowner Assistance Fund that had nearly $10 billion in federal funds set up for struggling homeowners. It was to help with mortgage payments, utilities, and other related costs, right? Well, that is now scheduled to end September 2026 or sooner because, well, it's running out of funds because many states have already burned through all of the funds that were allocated to it. So the money is going to be gone before the program actually ends in September. So it's not September, it's pretty much like right now. And who are the people most at risk? Well, FHA borrowers. As of March 2026, 11.6% of borrowers were delinquent. That is 1 in 8 of people with FHA loans who are already behind. For context here, the fourth quarter of 2009, which would be October, November, December of 2009, it was 13.57%. That was a full year into the housing crisis back then. And we are just 2% short of that now. Think about that. We are already in a very bad position, and technically it hasn't crashed. Analysts are predicting roughly 250,000 distressed properties over the next 12 to 18 months. There is a significant wave heading towards the housing market. All right. You're going to feel this. So what does this mean for you? If you're someone who is struggling with a mortgage right now, don't wait. The tools that exist to help you today are probably not going to exist in the next 3 months. If you are an FHA borrower and you're behind, contact your servicer immediately. Ask about every loss mitigation option on the table. Don't assume that the partial claim is still going to be accessible to you in the same way that it had been. We want to get the current details with the loan servicer because everything changes. They're the ones who know best. If you're watching this market and you're thinking, I want to buy, you need to pay attention because there's going to be a lot of homes hitting the market, and the inventory is going to matter because it's going to affect prices, it's going to affect negotiations, and it's going to open up some opportunities for some buyers. Now look, the housing market right now has a lot of moving parts. There's interest rates, there's inventory and affordability, but the foreclosure data that is, signaling right here, we haven't seen this in a very long time. And right as it's being signaled, the safety nets are being removed. So the back half of 2026 is going to be a true inflection point for not only the housing market, but our whole economy. All right. If you found this useful, please hit subscribe. You don't want to miss, because I'm going to be keeping on top of this. This is my background, 22 years in real estate. So, all right, tell me below in the comments, are you being affected by this? Are you behind on payments? Have you tried any of these government programs? Let me know. Until next time, have a great day, and remember, think differently, take control, be a renegade.